What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Rain, the train, and the pump got me thinking that a lot of people actually aren't that flexible and mobile with their own body. And so the pump got me thinking I should show you guys some stretches. So we'll just keep it simple. None of these things have real names, just follow along and do. And by the end of it, I promise you have better flexibility, mobility than when you started. So the first one is just, I'm gonna take these shoes off because they accentuate my bad taste. But anyways, just reach down, touch your toes. Real simple. Reach down, touch your toes. You can kind of put your hands under your back. Just make sure your calf is straight. And then if you want a deeper stretch, always feel free to wrap your arms behind your legs and just go down. So that's number one. Now if you want a deeper calf stretch, look at my feet. You just take one leg and put it over the other and reach back out. This allows you to get a deeper calf stretch. You can switch sides. And then when we're stretching, we're doing like dynamic stretching. So you know, this kind of stretching, you hold the pose 10, 15, maybe even 20 seconds, you know, if you're trying to really lengthen those tendons. But next, we can just do an arm stretch. So just real basic. Put your elbow in the nook of the other arm and just pull it close to your neck. You feel it stretch a little bit in your shoulder, all down your arm. This is a really good stretch as well. And then switch sides. Real simple, guys. It's not complicated. Another good stretch for your back and your shoulders is to clasp your hands behind your back and just kind of flare your shoulders back. So when I tell my students that when we're doing this, we usually try to think about turning our shoulders out. So you see my shoulders, they're in, they're out, they're in, they're out. And this is a nice stretch for your back. Nice stretch to help with your posture, especially after sitting down all day and hunched over. It's a nice reversal. So this is one of my favorite stretches. Another good stretch is a tricep stretch. Just take your arm, raise it behind your head, and then press it down. And then you switch sides. This is really easy. Another good arm stretch. Don't pull on your neck too hard. We're not trying to break anything, but gently pull on your neck and then press out through your palms. And you should feel this all down your arm, even up a little bit in your neck. And then there's several things we could do. But the main thing is while you're doing this stretch, try to bring your fingers back so you're pressing out your palm more. And that'll help you feel the stretch better. You can move your arm in circles through different ranges of motion just to get it loose. You can reverse the way the circle moves. And of course, you want to do this on both sides. Okay, some more stretches that we could do. We could just, we could just do a mock shoulder press. So this is really good to warm up your shoulders before arm day, chest day, shoulder day, whatever, before any kind of pressing. Just press up, get those arms by those ears, and then try to bring your fingers to your shoulder. And you just do this a couple of times. And then maybe on one of the last times, you take your fingers like this, kind of clasp them together, and then just move your arms around your head. We're just working on our shoulder mobility. Just keep them straight, kind of rotate them. This next stretch, it's a hoot and a half for you guys. It's called divas, because you'll see. So you take the heel of one foot, you put it in the middle of the other foot, then you just lean over on that elbow. But you gotta make sure you do the snap when you come around. And then you just reach. This is a really good stretch. It stretches your legs, your hips. You should feel it all in your obliques, all down your side. I even feel it a little bit in my lats. The more you move into the stretch, obviously, the more you'll feel it. This is a really good one. Then we'll switch sides. Remember, heel into the middle of the other foot, snap it around, and then put that arm back up to reach. Yeah. Now, guys, we're gonna move on to some quad stretches. So you could grab your foot with the opposite hand or the same hand. I like to just do opposite and just bring that foot to that butt. And then you want to try and keep your knees in line while you do this stretch. This is a really good quad stretch. You feel this in the front. And like I said, you could do opposite hand or even the same hand, depending on your flexibility. You may start at one level, move to the next. But I'll show you guys in the back. Pull that foot close, nice sort of angle mobility. Some really good stretch. Next, another good standing stretch is a split. So you spread your legs. Like I tell my students, we might do this multiple times in a class. So the first time we do it, don't worry about going wide. Just worry about getting your legs apart, getting your hands to the opposite side of your feet. And you hold it for a couple of seconds like we usually do. and then you switch sides. You don't have to do the arms in the sky thing. Guys, I just like being extra if you can't tell. And then after you get both sides, you sink down towards the middle. You feel it in the back of your legs and your hamstrings. Boy, oh boy, did some squatting this week, they're a little tight. And then you can turn this static stretch into a dynamic stretch. What you do is you reach down, reaching down, try to get as low as you can go. You come up, oh, and you press those hips through. That's a really good hip stretch. So you reach down as far as you can go, come up, ooh, hip through. You just do that 3 or 4 times. Ooh, you feel that all in your lower body and your pelvis. Great stretch. Another good stretch, what am I thinking about? Give me 2 seconds. I don't even know, guys. They just, oh, sorry. So you take your arms to about 90 degrees, and then you round your shoulders to the front, like this. And you just, oh, pull them back. Try to get those hands as far back behind your head as you can. And this is a really great back stretch. You can do any of these anywhere. That's one of my favorite things about stretching. You don't need any equipment to be flexible, to be mobile. If you aren't mobile, it's because you don't want to be. But now you have the option to be with this awesome video. So, I do believe that is, it's not all the standing stretches. And then from here, like the different levels of stretching. So we have stretching like our regular stretching, but we have stretching that mimics our movements that we'll do in the gym. So I always tell people, my students when they warm up, always feel free to squat down, you know, mimic the movement you're gonna do that, then get the blood flowing in those muscles. That is a sufficient stretch. So we have stretches like those, but for the most part, that's all of them. We have some dynamic stretching, high knees, but you know, it works. I like taking your knees out to the side just to help you open up your groin area a little more. Just standing, bringing those knees up. You can lift your arms for a little more activation, a little more stimulus. But otherwise, just get those knees up. And guys, that is all for our standing stretches today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below if you want to see anything else from the Outlaws Fitness channel. Outlaw out.